Good morning, guys. Seen a lot of videos where one half of the couple does farm tours, and I haven't really seen a lot of the dudes doing farm tours. Our perspective is a little different. You know, we watch a farm tour video and we see we have this variety of plant and this variety of plant and this variety of plant, but I look at things and I see the infrastructure. So I just wanted to go around the property and kind of take a look at what we've done here and what's transpired. And since we moved to Oregon 5 years ago, it's just been awesome. So I'm gonna go through those things. Just gonna start at the front of the property and just gonna show you what we have here. We put the farm stand out, so we have a farm stand sign. I made that out of fence posts, and then the signs are all fence posts cut down. It's where we store our closed and open sign. Made the sign that we have out of railroad ties, dug in a couple of feet, and then put some poles and then chains to the sign, and we got that sign made, and that turned out pretty awesome. We originally had this front section of the garden just kind of open and planted without a fence, and it got wrecked with the dogs and the kids, and didn't work out too well. So we put this fence up, just ran this fencing across. Most everything we have on this property was from demos that I've done doing construction. All this wood, the T-posts we purchased, but most of that stuff, you know, the fencing we purchased, but all the wood and stuff has all been from demos. This is our farm stand that we have, that the Lord provided everything for. You know, all the wood was provided for it. The roofing, as we were building this, I was working on a house, and the lady of the house said I could take some of the roofing. So I have 30 bucks into that thing for screws, and it's just turned out awesome. And this farm stand is really just, it's been an answer to prayer. You know, the prayer for us was, Lord, we really want to be able to tie into the community and just, you know, touch the people around us. And it's really done that. You know, there's lots of people that come here and stop here, and we get to talk to them for long periods of time, and we build relationships with them, which is really awesome. And everything we have in here is donation based. You know, some people come, some they can't leave a lot, they don't leave much. Some people, you know, just go over and above. So they just really bless our heart and bless our family, and it's been really cool. So what we have in here, I built out a floor for it, and a little on the messy side. But when you come in here, we have farm fresh eggs, which is awesome. We've got cartons with our logo on it, and she's putting out fresh vegetables each day, and she got some body butters over there. We have a friend that makes some soaps, and yeah, really can gather to put in here. We have other friends that have you know, fruit trees, and they give us fruit to put in there, and just all kinds of things. So we have some plants that are pretty. That's my speaking on varieties. But then you kind of enter this garden space, and we're out here on the road, so people are coming by. We have friends drive by honking and just saying hey as they go by, and it's just a really cool place to be. So this is about a quarter of what we have for our plants, and man, I'm just blown away at what my wife has done out here. You know, I do a lot of the infrastructure stuff, but she does a lot of the planting. She's got over, I think she said 200 tomato plants out here, 250 or something like that. And then there are a bunch of squash plants, and there's plants everywhere on this property, which I'm able to water. You know, I can take time and water, and I can do things that way, but it's just, it blows me away. She has things everywhere. Beans calling up the fence line. You know, we have trees that are just baby trees, but they're, you know, they're gonna start producing fruit at some point, and cool to see what we're able to do on under an acre. Like, we have just under an acre, so it's kind of hard to tell right now, but all the soil has been amended. There's corn planted in here, and hopefully we're gonna be having some corn going here pretty good. Another thing that I really enjoy was one of the hopes of my heart when we moved out here was to have a place to skate, and the Lord provided me a half pipe. I had the shell for it, and I got the plywood, and man, we just put down a base, and there's some fun skate nights out here. Another awesome thing that just part of the property. When we moved out here, there was when we moved out here, there was an RV pad. There is an RV pad, and I thought, man, that's where the half pipe's going when we get one. But my mother-in-law had said that she wanted a little mother-in-law suite built. We started talking about that when we were thinking about on the RV pad. But then we just said, well, it's an RV pad. Let's get an RV, and you know, it's already built out, and it'd be good, and we could travel with it. We got an RV, and that has just been a huge blessing as well. It's a good apartment for anybody that wants to come and visit, or my mother-in-law when she's here, and she's here right now with my niece, so it's really cool. It's good to be able to have the extra space and just really enjoy that with them. So I also need to talk about my kids. My youngest son Elijah is super creative, and he's always building stuff. So this is his little restaurant that he built. He's using the wood around here, and then the rocks. So and now I need to brag on my son Josiah. He's learning to do chores. So this morning, without even being asked, he went out and watered, didn't you? Yeah. And I appreciate it. It's part of living the farm life. And actually, that's really what we had a desire on our heart for. You know, we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment when we got married, and we had we had 3 of the kids, and we were in a 2-bedroom apartment. And the only thing you could do in a 2-bedroom apartment is sit there and watch TV. You can go outside and walk, and you could skate a little bit, but really you're kind of strapped to the house because there's not a whole lot to do. So, you know, being out here and having the a little bit of room to do this stuff has just been, it's been a huge blessing. So we'll talk about a couple of the other things we got going on here. We do have, I think, 105 chickens, 110 chickens, something like that. So we had them in a little tiny coop on the other side of the property, but we've moved them over here, built a little chicken prison. Chicken prison is 40 by 30, and we reused the greenhouse. We had 2 greenhouses that were 10 foot by 20 foot butted up together, so we had 40 foot of greenhouse over our outside garden beds, and one of them caved in the snow, so we were just thinking about what to do with it, and we repurposed it for the chicken house, and it turned out pretty good.
Take a picture of Hey Hey.
My son wants to show you Hey Hey, our rooster. One of our roosters. There he is. Hey, hey, hey. Morning. But look at what we got going on in the chicken house. We built them just a nesting boxes with milk crates. We got those at the hardware store down the street for a couple bucks, and just dust baths with tires, and you know, you can really do a lot with a little here, which is awesome. We got a couple $100 in the oh, Hey Hey's gonna come at me. Hey. Yeah, but you are able to do a lot with a little, which is cool. None of this infrastructure was here when we moved here 5 years ago, so this is just something awesome for us to look at. You know, this is a cool record for us to keep. You know, this is where we're at 5 years into Oregon and like 3.5 years into this property. So just where are we going to be at in 5 years from now? That's the question, you know, like what is this going to look like then? So this is a cool record for us, but this is what we got going on down here as well. Running this line, the house that we came from, when we moved out here, we moved into a couple different people's houses. They opened them up for us, and we went to one of them was grandma, and they had a rough sawmill a long time ago, and they had all this wood sitting there. So we asked if we could, you know, have some of that, and just build these faux planter boxes alongside the fence, and then we planted a ton of different varieties of viney things. So there's grapes and currants and all kinds of different things. So that'd be cool to see when these go to fruition. The highlight of the summertime here is always the pool. It's covered right now because it's still morning time. We cover it every night, try to keep it nice, and just, Dad, I've had this thing sitting in a box for a while, and they came out and visited, and I came home from work one day and he just really kicked my butt and motivated me to get it going. So thank you, Dad. The kids are loving it. It's a highlight, and it's just really good to have, especially in the hot Oregon. It gets hot in the summertime. So these are our garden beds. I just need to brag on the Lord too for this stuff. When we were having the thought of how to do additional garden, you know, we have things planted everywhere, but garden beds are nice. And when that thought was coming forward, hey, we want to do something out here, we had a friend that had some greenhouses, and they were getting out of that stuff, and they had a bunch of wood, and it was enough pressure treat wood to get us going on these garden boxes. So we really just kind of fell into building that.
Yeah.
And along with the soil, you know, the soil is moo dew that our friends have a cattle ranch, so they gave us that, and then we have amended it and kept it going. And man, just super thankful for the friends and family that we've built out here. This is a fig tree that we transplanted from California. Probably gonna have to do something with that root system. It's gonna outgrow that here in a little while, but we got more tomatoes. We have a bunch more flowers. We were doing in our room with grow lights, and that it was overwhelming, and having to take them in and out every day, and it wasn't working out too well. So we ended up getting another greenhouse, and just like the one that we had before, but it's a little bit smaller. Don't have a whole lot going in here right now. We're about to get our fall stuff going, but it's a good space. This one's I think 12 foot by 10 foot, so worked out pretty well. This is our old chicken coop. We're trying to figure out what to do with this corner of the property. So this chicken coop originally started off as a 4x8, and then I added on an additional 4x8, and then it went off, took off and went one way about 20 feet, and took off and went the other way about 20 feet with the runs, and it just wasn't big enough for the amount of chickens we wanted to have. So that's why we built Chicken Prison. None of this infrastructure was here. You know, like there was a little 4x8 over here for the chicken coop, and there was this little building for whatever it was for. But we ended up, my dad and I put in this fencing for the pigs, and it worked out good for a season. I'm probably going to rethink what to do, just because this is the bottom part of the property, and all of the water and that that pig house has to go. We need to figure out something different for that. But so I'll be rethinking that before we get some more pigs. But we're gonna get that going, and probably sometime in the fall we'll probably try pigs again. These garden beds were here, and the beds themselves were here, and we really tried it the first year. The first year we were here, we wanted to do some gardening, and we really went for it, and we put a bunch of plants in the ground, and they all got devoured by the deer population. So since then we haven't had a whole lot of problems with deer, which is awesome and a huge answer to prayer. But I did in the meantime put up deer fencing, and it was pretty easy. It could be prettier, but it's just a T-post, deer fencing, and then I just tie wired it on to keep everything kind of in place. You know, the doors all need to be redone, but it was to keep it functional. So in here, Hannah's amended all this soil. She just has so many varieties of plants, and they are everywhere. And I'm super proud of her. Like, she enjoys doing this. I enjoy doing it with her. I enjoy being able to you know, get the soils for her and move manure around. I complain about it a lot. It's always hot. It's always, but there's a enjoyment and like a reward that comes with it. Not just the fruit, but there's a reward of actually getting out and doing the work and enjoying it. And so yeah, there are plants beyond the fence. We have corn growing out there. Out here there's artichokes and all kinds of different other things. Some more corn back there. I built this trellis probably 2 years ago now, a year ago, I don't remember when, but it was for our another set of grapes to be growing up. And man, I'm just super stoked to see these things growing up right now. Back there you see a bunch of our wood from our demos and just other things. Out here you see a couple of our little kitties. Oh, there's one, Tristan and Tiger. Yeah, they're cute. So really, I just wanted to go, you know, on a little farm tour with you guys, just for me, for one, so I can keep a record of what the Lord has done in the last 5 years. I mean, I'm just blown away that there's so much. Jesus says, if you abide in me, you will bear much fruit. And that's where we're at right now. You know, like, we moved up here in a van. We moved up here with everything we could fit in a van. And even when we moved onto this property, there was no infrastructure. And it's not like I'm putting in 100% every day. I'm giving it like a percent. You know, I'll work on 1% of something, and it just gets done, you know? So it's just really encouraging. It's really encouraging that I have an awesome helpmate. I just have to praise my wife. She is awesome. She's dealing with all the kids all day. She's homeschooling, she's planting, she's watering. She's pregnant, 7 months pregnant with another one, and she's just a superwoman. And I'm just very, very thankful for her. We got some more plants out here in the peninsula. They're just everywhere. Watering takes a while, and maybe one day we'll come up with an infrastructure for you know, keeping the watering going. But for today's intents and purposes, it's a welcome chore. It's something enjoyable that we get to do. You know, I get to be out and just enjoy enjoy the day, enjoy, you know, each other's company, put on some music and just go out and water. And so just wanted to give you guys a little tour.
Hi.
How do you like this property?
Great.
Yeah? Would you rather live here or a 2-bedroom apartment in Irvine?
I would like to live in my new house that I built.
Oh, the one we showed you guys. Yeah. So it was a house, not a restaurant?
It's a
Yeah.
workhouse, so I can plant my plant.
Nice.
Dad, do you want to come see what I did to it this time?
I do. So I'm going to go check that out with Elijah, and I'm hoping you guys have a good day. Lord bless you guys.